What's up? What's up, y'all? We are back. We're back.
What's up, gang? It's
Yeah.
the stream. What's up? It's Sean's B Day. The title isn't clickbait, it is true. It's his
Oh,
birthday.
and what am I
Happy
doing?
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Birthday, as they say in the streets.
Birth.
That's right, streets of New York. Birthday. Let me ask you a question right now. How you feeling on this momentous day?
I'm doing you know, birthday type activity like drinking essential water. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
It's
the
got
fancy stuff.
9.5 pH
Wow.
or higher.
Ooh,
Allegedly.
living living large.
Mm. Before I go any further, before I
My
go any
man treated himself to the good water today for his birthday.
Let me
Um,
also go tell
not,
a
not, not straight from
Discord.
the tap.
Correct.
Wow, shocking.
Big
That's right. We got
news.
Mary Cinematic in the chat says happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's right. I hope you guys like our fancy loading screen here.
Yep.
That's showing off Sean's drawings right now.
And our
Cycling
projects.
through. It's cycling through. Yes, today is going to be a drawing session, guys.
Yep.
Sean's birthday. He picked a topic. He's doing a drawing session. He's going to be drawing the Eve from Stella Blade, and
Correct.
he's going to do a combo with Nier Automata because they're getting a lot of comparisons in the news nowadays.
Right.
In fact, the game Stellar Blade was compared to Nier Automata, and the creator from Nier Automata saying, "Oh, we noticed that, and
They they
we
love the
believe it's and we think it's fine, and we endorse them or something." Is that right?
that is correct. They love the comparison.
Right, right.
They love the comparison.
Seems like the creators from each camp are like peas in a pod.
So yeah,
So that is a cool thing, right? I mean, because I guess they're getting similar criticisms in the news from some people.
some people
And it's not a lot of people.
like 20 people,
Yeah, it's got to be at least 20 people,
like literally 20 people. Okay, I think I'm set. I think I'm set. Let's
which
get
is pretty interesting. It's like, you know, people talking about Stellar Blade. I mean, the game looks great, right?
yeah.
And it was featured in PlayStation State of Play
Hmm.
last week. So, but it's a new franchise, okay? It's not a returning one. So, and it's for, the PS5, so where it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
I'll be good.
Already that her design is setting shockwaves through the system right now, but it has an overwhelmingly strong reception.
Yeah, people
That's
are
right.
feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also, hold on. Let's we gonna do artist things today. We're gonna do artist things today. So I'm gonna get an app recommended to me by this guy. Um, what was it called again? Vizrep.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Viz Ref.
hold on, I know I have it around here.
Yeah, the program Viz Ref. If you don't have it, you should probably get it.
It's this program right here.
Right. It allows you to have more than one reference while you're using Procreate. Because Procreate, it has a built-in function. Hold on a second.
Hmm.
Yes. It has a built-in function where it's like you can use reference, but it only allows you one photo.
Yeah.
So you get VizRef, stick it to the side of your iPad by dragging it over to the corner,
Right.
and then you can have multiple photos up to help you with your drawing.
That is correct.
Yeah, had to mute the microphone because some dirt bike people were running around in New York City right now because there's no noise ordinance enforcement in New York because it's chaos in the streets right now. You know what I'm saying? We need a hero.
You need a hero.
Right. We need Eve from Celeblade to go around and start enforcing people to use their mufflers and whatnot.
Yeah, please. Like, do something.
It's really ridiculous.
Come through, girl, please.
Yeah. It's such a wild thing, you know. People like talk about, oh, we need education for the kids, and it's all about the children and stuff. Meanwhile, like these loud dirt bike mofos just running down like it's Fast and the Furious around New York City, waking up the kids, newborns.
It's a mess.
Yeah, some of these no nicks probably have kids that they're not seeing and just driving around like they're Mad
Yo,
Max or
get
something.
home and watch your child. Be a father
Yeah,
or mother, whoever it is.
yeah,
You know what I'm
whoever it
saying?
is, who knows? I mean, it's
Most
mostly
likely
dudes that are
father.
on these
Yeah,
bikes,
yeah, most likely
but
father. Most likely father.
yeah. I mean, maybe the guys riding these dirt bikes around the city because they trying to impress some woman to make their baby mama or something.
Well, they should pay
Whatever it
attention
is, he
to.
needs to stop. Like, stop riding the dirt bike or whatever you're riding on. I don't know. This ain't 1997 DMX Rough Riders video where DMX and the Rough Rider crew run around in ATVs, popping wheelies and stuff.
Right.
Wild. Anyway, that was my rant. Okay,
Hey, listen.
that was my rant. That was my op-ed.
Sometimes you gotta rant.
Sometimes I had to go off, mute my microphone. Um, Faye says, "Happy birthday to you,
Oh,
Sean."
thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's right.
As much appreciated. Hold on, this was an
He's
old
getting
thing.
older. He's getting stronger. Right. He's like
Trying to.
gaining in strength.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get rid of this like old stuff that will confuse me. What
It's
the?
funny though, like as an artist and getting older.
Hmm.
I mean, not it's like they still want you to. Um, there's no like time limit, like with an actor per se. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like they're like, oh, maybe that time is up.
Right.
You know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's not getting a lot of calls to be Conan the Barbarian again or something, unless it's a movie where like he's recounting, he's like the memories of him or something.
Right.
And then they pan over to a younger version of Conan, or it's like an animated series and he's voicing it. Like there's a shelf life to doing certain things, or like being a boxer or
Right.
like a football player. But like an artist, you can keep going, I guess, as long as your eyesight holds and your hand-eye coordination.
That's true. That is true.
And I remember Mark Millar, he had that retailers video. He was
Hmm.
talking about, and the retailers were saying what they want, like, oh, we need these superstars to come back to draw comics and whatnot.
Hmm.
They are talking about a return to like these superstar names. And I was like, some of these superstars are kind of old now. I mean, not old, but they are older. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we're talking like, I think like Rob Liefeld is like almost 60 or at this point, or maybe
I
he's in his
believe so.
50s.
Yeah.
And he was a young one of that group. So that means like maybe Tom McFarlane and those other guys were like in their 60s. There were younger people, I guess, like what's his name? Um, Brian Hitch,
Right.
Olivier Copel, people like that. So they're probably like in their, I don't know, late 40s, early 50s at this point.
Possibly.
Yeah, Walt Simonson, this guy got to be 80 years old, you know? So, but if you can still draw, you know what I mean? You're still in the game. And they got to put you in, coach. They're
So
ready to play.
as long as you don't have a debilitating, thing going on,
Yeah,
then yeah.
yeah, and a wrist problem or something.
Right.
By the way, Walt Simonson, by the way, my man is like got to be the king of like layouts.
Oh yeah.
Probably the best layout guy ever in comics. Like, you know, and he's drawn all the big ones, Thor, Fantastic Four, X Factor, and all this. You know, one of my favorites is the adaptation of it's the team up of RoboCop and Terminator,
Yeah,
and it was RoboCop versus Terminator. Fantastic, fantastic artwork, guys.
I did not
You know,
see. I did not catch that one. I'll have to look that up.
it's Frank Miller on script and Walter
Okay.
Simonson on art, and it's someone sending. Uh, they incorporate both the Terminator and RoboCop universe,
Mm-hmm.
and they're basically saying that um, Skynet used the RoboCop technology
Mm-hmm.
to create a newer version of like an alternate version of Skynet,
Okay.
like how they defeated the future in Terminator 2.
Yes.
They stopped that plan for Skynet, so then another version of Skynet like came about later using the RoboCop technology. So
Hmm.
they sent someone into like I don't know that future,
Got you. All right.
like another soldier and whatnot, and it was a lot. It was a lot of stuff going on. It was very interesting. But it's RoboCop versus Terminator. Great comic book. Highly recommended. An American comic book.
What are those? No, let me stop. We got Redoubt in the chat.
Read out. What's up?
Said people are in denial about the likely success of Stellar Blade will have. It's hilarious. Also, happy birthday, Sean. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I know, but it's like it's running the show.
It's running. Hold on, I'm about to get on that in a second. Woke Breakers here. What's up? Says hey chat. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, so I guess I'll monologue for a moment, right?
For sure.
Man,
It's your stream.
this this is this this discourse about Stellar Blade is like something that would not happen probably a couple years ago, man. Well, not a couple years ago. No, no, I don't want to say a couple years ago.
It definitely happened a couple years ago.
It definitely would have happened a couple years ago, but like I don't know, years passed by fast to me. Like I remember playing Near, Automata for the first time. By the way, is it Near Automata or Near Automata? Let's say Automata.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. And there was probably discourse around that game too, but I was too busy playing the game to notice. I was
I didn't even know if it was really.
I don't know either. I think they just wrote it off as like, oh yeah, they made some game with like I don't know, two anime girls and a dude, and it's whatever. But what was the sales for Nier Automata? See, I should look this up. I need to find this out.
I mean, it was a successful game, so it's
I'm
like it
pretty sure.
garnered attention.
Yeah, I mean, they have a whole anime for this thing. You know, the success. Let me just type that in or something. See what I find. See what happens.
Thing is, if it was like 2016, where all this fake stuff talking about beauty in games and are they too good looking or it's just too salacious,
Hmm.
I think like it's been almost like a decade. I mean, not really, but like at least been like 7 years
Yeah.
since this whole like all this argument started like popping off, and maybe people getting tired of it. It's just like it's just getting exhausting. They had that one guy. He made a video
Yeah.
interviewing people in the street, and he showed them pictures, and they said, "Oh, this is too much." But these are like random people who probably don't even play video games. They're just like into like the news and normie stuff like football and Taylor Swift or just whatever.
I mean, my man.
Netflix shows and
Well, that was a whole thing because he originally made a tweet where he was basically saying if you're attracted or like the character of Stellar Blade Eve over here, then you are a
uh,
term that I cannot say.
yeah, yeah, a term you can't say. It's like he's a how can I say this? He was accusing people of being a suspect in a Chris Hansen Dateline special. That's
Right. And
and the internet got mad at him,
yeah,
rightfully so. But he's looking for clicks. That's why that's why he said it.
he did it. The tweet didn't turn out well. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that tweet got ratioed. I'm not
Yeah, it got ratioed.
okay, so yeah, so
I think
hopefully
it got ratioed. It got ratioed.
so
But before I feel like it would have been more of a controversy than just that ratio, like back in the day.
yeah,
Maybe the new Elon Twitter or something. You know what I mean? Where
right,
he's probably where you're not bounced out for having an alternate opinion.
right.
Back in the day, he probably would have had like bot support and
Yeah, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, he ain't had the support he I guess would have desired now.
true.
And then he decided to make a YouTube video on this topic, asking the beautiful people of NYC, our beloved land, what they think Stella played. And if you know anything about NYC, you know what
Our
the
beloved land. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm trying to get the chat on my iPad.
oh, it's
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, if you know anything about NYC, you know about the political climate of this said land.
yeah.
Obviously, it was working in his favor, and not only did he do it in NYC, he made sure to do it in. I'm not exactly sure where. It seemed to be maybe downtown, perhaps, or perhaps maybe could have been a part of Brooklyn, but it looked like downtown.
Yeah,
Uh,
some people were saying in the comments that it was like near college campus.
right now, if you're in their NYC college campus, okay, there's only one type of opinion you're going to get, and of course, he goes on there and he shows the portrait of Eve, the portrait, and then he shows the model, and they're like, basically saying, "Oh my goodness, it looks nothing like her. They whitewashed her, this, that, and the third." Now, the funny thing about this assessment is that the creators themselves stated they only used her for the body. They did not use her for the face. They made up a face, and this is not the first time this has been done. This is done all the time. Bayonetta, Dante. Okay, these people don't look like
Mm,
they're like their body doubles or their voice actors all the time.
yeah,
They're
since the
making a.
beginning of time with like I don't know, rotoscoping Snow White
Mhm.
for Walt Disney or He-Man and Filmation.
Right,
Like Lou Scheimer used to have actors act out some of the animation so they can rotoscope it, but of course, like the dude didn't necessarily have to, look everything like He-Man.
right. So yeah, that part of that reality about creating characters, especially in the gaming space, was left out in this line of questioning to the NYC folks.
Right.
So
And
they.
I'm always skeptical of these videos, like these man on the street stuff,
Mhm.
because people just selectively edit like
Oh yeah,
the the people that gives them the responses that they want.
and if you look, I'm not gonna really play the video here, but the particular demographic looks like they would give that sort of opinion. That's all I'm gonna say. So, and I wonder to myself. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, I'm just saying they gave, but I also think like they gave that kind of opinion because they were giving limited information. They were given
They were.
the information that would elicit that response from them, basically. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Right.
I mean, what would you say? I mean, like, can you think about yourself? You got a camera on your face.
Hmm.
Some dude like pulls out a photo and says, "What do you think about this video game character's butt?" Huh? Even a person who's like some butt enthusiast or something. You know what I'm saying?
A
Like,
buttologist. What do you call that? There's a term for that actually.
oh, I don't know.
Odontologist.
What is it? There's a term.
Yes, there's a term. Hold on, give me a second.
Does
I'm
Sir
looking.
Mix-a-Lot come up with this? Professor Mix-a-Lot? The royal Sir Mix-a-Lot came up with this term of appreciation for
Yeah, I thought that was a term for it. It might be.
female derriere.
It's probably a joke, but
Anyway, it's like some kind. But anyway, my point was like, like if they showed even like the most like I don't know, well, the biggest booty enthusiast in the
mhm.
world, like photos of like, what do you think of this on camera? What are they going to say? Huh? Their mom is watching this video. Their boss is watching this video. Of course, they're going to say, "Oh, this is atrocious. I'll
Right.
never play games like this. Zordon. I would never dare looking at this. Disgusting, yucky. I'm gonna run for office to make sure this stuff is not seen by human eyes. Because they'd be smart to say that because that's what would happen. You know what I'm saying? You know, look at the biggest horn dog in here.
Right.
Oh man.
But yeah, so first showed him the face, then showed the model, and then they try to say, "Oh, it looked nothing like him." And then he showed him the specific outfits where she was scantily clad. Not this outfit that's on screen right now, on the side here on the left, right next to my drawing. But the outfits where you could actually like see her, you know, while her booty and stuff like that while she's doing moves. And of course, they said it was disgusting and stuff like that. Now listen, the information that's left out to make this video is kind of funny because the actual model is not shy. Let's just put it that way. As far as like photo shoots, whether that include like bikinis and things of the sort. So it's just like with all that left out information, a video was cobbled together where a slant was made, of course, and after getting roasted on Twitter, let's just say that video didn't do well on YouTube either, which is kind of.
Yeah, that was interesting because I figured maybe it will if like bigger channels pick up on it. You know,
I
I
mean,
will say this: like the guy did go out in the street and like do a man on the street interview, which I
yes.
guess takes more work than just like being online and just yapping about it.
Mhm.
So he's actually creating content for, I guess, the big YouTubers.
Right.
So he's like, he's doing work. He's making meme fuel.
Yes.
You know, I just don't know if he's going to benefit from creating the fuel. Like, you know what I mean?
Debatable.
Debatable, debatable. That remains to be seen. I guess if Critical Drinker does a video on it, then maybe they'll peek into him for like hate views, something like that. But like, and that also means like, does controversy always create cash? Like,
Uh,
I don't know. I don't think so. Unless you change after that, you're like, oh, I changed my ways. I don't now I like Stellar Blade, and now they like you because like you built up enough hate that once you get hated on, you could flip the script and then be on your side. It reminded me of like remember like sort of like Director X. Remember he did that Robin Hood TV show
right.
with Robin is in the hood or right, and instead of like Robin Hood, it was like a you know black woman in the hood with her merry men,
Yeah.
and they were like rappers or something, and they were roasting him, and he defended it. But maybe if he like builds, and they hated him, and they were like arguing and all this.
Hmm.
So he garners like the hate, but if he like says, "Oh, I've listened to your criticism, and now I'm retooling the show, or I'm doing a new show," then they'll be like, "Whoa, he's my best friend," and then it's like he could like turn the energy into.
I guess. Is that what this dude's trying to do?
I don't know. Well, we don't know. Like I'm just saying, like the option may be on the table for people like that. Let me go to the comments.
Yeah, yeah. Let's divert to the chat while I try to figure out exactly which. I don't know what outfit to do. She's got this outfit, and then she's got this outfit. Kind of confused.
Um, Faye said, "Do you think they would want to come back and draw for the companies that push most of them out?" Well, I guess like he's just talking about the comic book artists. I
Oh,
think it's that they can't afford them or something in some weird way. I mean, I would assume because these people, some of the people still come back and draw covers. Like I
yes.
think J. Scott Campbell draws covers, and some of the big ones. I think John Cassidy had some controversial cover that wasn't said it was up to his usual standards,
Hmm.
but he still drew it. Like, but if they were like forced out, like probably not.
Huh.
Like I don't think you're gonna get a comic book cover from Marvel from uh who's that guy? Remember he drew that Spider Woman cover? Milo Manero.
Yeah, Milo Manero. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think he'll be showing back up.
yeah. I think he's good on that dog.
Redown Production says to paraphrase, it's a Gundam. People criticizing character design from a bygone era, the same era where games had fully immersive mechanics and not simply a fancy movie.
Huh. True.
Good point. Faye says maybe you should listen to the creator pronounce it. They just announced season 2 is releasing this year.
Oh,
We're talking about Nero.
yeah. I just gonna call
Uh,
it Nier. That's all. That's all. I'm gonna call it Nier. Okay.
Woke Breaker said that's my old stomping grounds of the streets of NYC.
Grand
Yeah,
Concourse. Oh man.
yeah, it's rough. It's like, first of all, if you live like anywhere near any kind of street
Mm-hmm.
in New York City, like you got to deal with like this new phenomenon of like noise, and in the summer, people cranking up their crazy music. It's crazy.
They want you to hear it. Bro. They playing it for you.
You, you dogs.
They playing it for us all.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand that whole thing. Like, why do you have to like play this loud music
And
to
it's
wake
like
up the whole neighborhood,
past
bro?
the point of deafening. Like bro, you can't even actually hear the tune because the beat is causing a bass that's so. I'm trying to look for
It's
the
so
adjective.
deafening. It's like
Yeah.
so distorted that you can't even hear anything.
the
Vibrating the windows. Summer is just insane. It's like
only
noise
reason
terrorism.
the only reason they know what it sounds like is because it's a song that they've heard 8 million times.
Yeah, they just want to make noise, like a baby or something for attention.
I mean, they act like I don't know. The hood kind of acts like a baby, you know. They no
Throw tantrums.
they throw temper tantrums. They don't like that. That's what they do. They throw.
that's, that's what they like, you know. Same songs you hear all day, like this Bad Bunny song playing on repeat. Anyway, Faye says Ariel from The Little Mermaid. The expression and gestures aren't the voice actress either. Yes, it's true.
Hmm.
Yeah, Disney they hire like actors at least to do some movements for reference so the artist can draw them. This is an old technique, as old as time for like animators. And now it's using game mechanics. You know, they put the sensors on people and body suits that picks up their movements, and then they do the scenes and they walk and
Yeah.
they capture it, put it in the computer, and then after that, they use artistic interpretation in order to create the character that's going to be the lead for their franchise.
Yeah.
And that's in this case Eve from Stellar Blade. And then they're like, "Well, you changed her face, so now you're disrespecting the actress." But it's like, no, the agreement was that she was a reference model. They were using it for reference, right? That's the way I perceived it. That's the way,
Who looks like a yo? Troy Baker don't look like Nathan Drake
right?
in Uncharted. Like what? Like what are we doing, son? Like what?
It's a stylization. Razmane says he averts his gaze. Oh, when the when the booty come or something like. Oh, dude. That's gonna be hard if you're playing the game and like you can't. That stuff offends you, and then you're playing Stellar Blade. You gotta you won't be able to get through the first fights.
Just don't wear a suit. Just don't wear the suit that like she has like
Yeah,
this
they say she's like what, like 40 outfits. Like,
yeah, bro. Like she has some outfits that are like fully clothed, like
I'm
a
gonna go
whole
put that
pants
one
and a
on.
jacket.
No options.
The
I don't
one
know.
that
Don't we live in the craziest time right now where like uh women are showing themselves on Instagram, and this is like baby mode over here compared to that. And that app is like free, or and that app is like you only have to be like 13 years old to have an account or some crazy like that. Like,
right. By the way, just to backtrack, I was incorrect. Troy Baker did not play Nathan Drake. Played Nathan's brother. Sorry. Uh, I should know that. I played the heck out of Uncharted games, but yeah.
but it's mostly. But even with all that said, I don't think the response has been that crazy. Like, it's like they haven't. I haven't seen like a campaign against it. Maybe it's too early, or this is not a known franchise yet for people to
Bro,
complain.
the campaign consists of like 30 people on Twitter and the one dude with the video.
Right.
My man's,
And
that's
this,
it.
yeah. It's probably some theories about that. I think it's maybe because of the overseas barrier.
Yes.
Like, if it was a Western developer, maybe then they would complain more because they would, you know, the language barrier. They feel like they would understand it,
Right.
and it's more like they're directly more able to be harassed and get a reaction from
Yes.
a Western developer. So if this was like Tomb Raider and they were going back to the vibe of the old PlayStation 1 games, or, you know, then maybe then they would say, it would be more of a controversy and more clicks. But since this is like a new franchise and game's not out yet, and we'll see. Um Rasmus says Dan's just throwing out options there. I like to give options, you know what I'm saying? Possibilities. Rasmus says Dan Disney doesn't give Marvel Comics a budget. It's weird because I wish somebody would just come out and say how much they getting paid. You know, how much are they getting paid? That's the thing about America too. They don't like to talk about money. Like, if they were, do they make them sign NDAs after they take the gig and say you must never say how much you get paid ever, and if you do, we're gonna send like the army against you. They're gonna send Shield, Agents of Shield, to come round you up and put you in Gitmo. Like, just say, hey man, either you got paid like good bucks, you got paid like whatever, like $500 a page or something like that, or $250, or you got paid like, I don't know, $13 and a coupon to, like, I don't know, Pathmart supermarkets. Like, just say it, and then we can all know the truth and have it be done. Maybe then they'd be embarrassed into giving them more money.
Probably, yeah.
But everyone's ashamed to say like how little they made. But then they'll come out with hashtags like "comics broke me" and all this stuff. It's
I
like, just,
thought after comics broke me, that
yeah, I
would have
thought they
been
were really broken. I thought like there was no pride. Like, broke doesn't mean like you have some, you know, pride. Broke means zero. Broke means no more pride. Like,
right.
some people said they did comics for free and they're hoping that it would be released so that they can get paid on the back end, and it never came out. So they're willing to admit that, but they're not willing to admit how much they're not getting paid by these major publishers. It's so weird. Like, or maybe they're afraid if they say it, they'll never be hired by them again.
Maybe. But yo, I made $2.53 for the.
Yeah, but they're already complaining. So
I don't know, man.
can we at least complain with like
Facts and
more?
figures.
Yeah, like information that can help the rest of us. So annoying. It's always like, I heard from a guy. I heard from a guy that they only pay like $100, and it's like,
Well,
eh,
I don't know.
so weird,
I guess for me
so
it
weird.
doesn't matter because I was never gonna work from over. Anyway, but
Rasmain says music to drown out their demons. Are we talking about
oh
the people outside of the
yeah, your
New
favorite
York
people.
playing loud music? Yeah, maybe the demons are in the music, and you're controlling them. Like some sinister plot from the music industry to make people crazy. It's like one of those hood conspiracies back in the day, saying that malt liquor was sent out in the hood in order to make minorities go crazy in the streets.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was like a malt liquor conspiracy back in like the 90s, and people believe like, oh,
I will say during my time being around or adjacent to the hood that I think that the hood is quite capable of driving themselves crazy. I think they given malt liquor too much credit.
and it was malt liquor specifically because that was like the time of like 40s, OE, old English
Right.
800, and all the hood movies were like, Ice Cube and all these people just hitting the 40. 40s are big, you know. But it's also economical, you know what I'm saying? Like you get more liquor out of a bigger bottle. Like, probably costs the same as a six pack or something. It's easier to carry, and I mean, I'll speak from experience. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really drinking like that, but I've seen some things.
The OE.
The OE.
I should have had OE for my birthday. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
here on the stream.
I should have got you some OE. Can you DoorDash some OE?
I probably could, but I'm pretty sure that
Oh,
it's
45.
yeah, code 45. I would not drink that on stream. Pretty sure that's against TOS. So instead, I got this here Celsius Live Fit Energy drink.
That's right. See, we're not monetized for super chats.
Right.
So unfortunately, you cannot super chat him money so he can go get himself plastered on stream.
I was almost monetized for something on that program that I used to get onto Twitter earlier. I just have to connect the PayPal.
So we
But
get that done. But if you would like to help Sean in his journey to afford OE, like the video, like the video. It helps us in the algorithm,
yes, yes, yes.
gets the word out there. Pick up a copy of Red Cyberpunk Fairytale, 88-page graphic novel. Little Red Riding Hood battling the evil forces in the future. It's a cyberpunk reimagining of the classic fairy tale. If you purchase it, I promise Sean will not use it for booze. He will use it for art supplies. That's what.
Oh, definitely. I'm trying to get like one of them Wacom, ridiculous Wacom tablets that's like this big, like that turn into a transformer. Whatever the heck Ross Draws uses on stuff.
100%.
By the way, shout out to Ross Draws. I don't know where he went. He hasn't posted a video in a while. I'm kind of worried.
For sure. Yay.
Maybe he got tired.
Yeah, maybe. Raspberry says the only reference model who comes out looking like herself is Deborah Wilson from Mad TV. Like it's purposeful. I don't know. It seemed like in that game, the Suicide Squad, they were like sunken her eyes more. I guess like that's the character, right? She was like some undead person, or maybe not.
No, 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 no. What? She was a regular Waller
No, I think like Deborah Wilson from that TV, she was playing another character because it looked like she was active
in
in that
Suicide
trailer.
Squad. In which
The
game?
game,
Yeah,
the game.
right. The game. She was just Amanda Waller.
Oh, she was. But
Yes.
I thought like Amanda Waller was like. Oh,
No,
let
no.
me see
She
something.
she she was trying to stop. She was trying to stop Brainiac.
Oh, okay. So you know about this game more than me. Like,
Yeah, from what I gathered
I
from
just
the
know, I just know when like Batman died and when all the Justice League. I just saw those cutscenes where like they all like smoked.
yeah,
It
no,
was very strange.
yeah. I think she was supposed to be regular.
Yeah, she was Amanda Waller.
Some people they've been making a joke that said like, "Yo, is every video game company just try to see who does the best?" Like, Deborah Wilson uh, uh um rendering in the game.
But I feel like they always take people and they make them look worse.
They do. That's America.
And no one is at their worst all the time.
No,
Like, let me see a modern picture of Deborah Wilson. I don't think she would look like.
I feel like they sink in her face or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like they take whatever is going on with your grill and then they like just
'Cause
worsen
they
it on
think it brings
purpose.
character. I don't know, mate.
Yeah,
I
like I'm
don't
looking
think
at
these
Deborah Wilson
people.
right now. She didn't look. She looks better than what they have her in the game. It's like, why they got to do that to people? Then they have to defend it. Like, oh
Bro, it's
yeah,
like
she's a.
what's her name from oh my goodness, one of her Forspoken. What's the actress name? Ella Belin. I forgot her name. Sorry. Is it Ella Balinska? Probably wrong.
Oh, for Forspoken.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, Ella Balinska. Yeah, they
yeah.
messed up her whole model in that game. Huh?
Well, it's like I don't know. They're afraid. They're afraid of being canceled or something. But I think that whole thing's over. It's just like whatever. We don't care. Just try and make something that can make a profit. And
Oh yeah. So to get back into mini rant mode, yeah, to Dan to what you're saying, I don't think they care anymore. Like
maybe they do care, but it's almost like white noise at this point. That
it's white noise from Twitter, and it's
yeah.
not even a lot of white noise. We did a search
And,
yesterday.
and we mean like fuzzy noise, not like white people. Like when we say white noise, just
Right.
I know like people don't know any references or idioms or phrases anymore in modern society.
Yeah, you can't have
They
subtleties.
be too careful these days.
We did that search yesterday on YouTube, and we searched this game with all the controversy or lack thereof surrounding it, and it was that one dude saying like, "Oh, this is too much." Then you had videos that were like, "Is there controversy?" And you'll see like their face on the thumbnail, and
Hmm.
it could go either way. And then you watch the video, and then by the end of the video, it's like, "Yeah, people are bugging out." Anyway, I can't wait to buy this game. It's coming out, and I'm like, "All right, so nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Apparently, it
Yeah, at least not at this time.
yeah, they could pretend to care. The the uh 8 or so people he interviewed in New York care
100%.
for that time only. They already forgot about it.
Who's gonna admit to saying, "Wow, that character looks great"? Like when the whole context of it is like, "Look at this! Isn't this? What do you think about this?" He's gonna be like, "Oh,
Who would admit
that
to that?
is
People in the Bronx.
yeah, yeah, yeah." Like,
Yo, look at his character. What do you think about this? Yo,
yeah,
she she bad, yo.
yeah, yeah,
Yo,
yeah. They get some guys from the streets, not these
yo, damn, she thick. that,
right,
that, that, that.
not these collegiate type cats. Like
Mm-mm.
talking about like real dudes from the streets would just straight up say, like an old Looney Tunes cartoon with their eyes bugging out,
I mean, he did not go into those areas. I
steam
mean,
rising from their head with no shame.
I wouldn't advise him to go to those areas either. I'm just saying he did not collect data from those areas. It's a big
No.
part of NYC.
Yeah.
I know
Well,
this. I live here. It's a
not
big.
really like people don't like to really be approached like that. Like, hey, sir, do you want to be on camera?
Yeah,
Look
first
how
of all, you
we,
can't approach it.
you know.
Like, imagine my man, right? Imagine my man going to like Gun Hill Road. Excuse me, sir. What do you think about Ras Kalat? What you want? Come from front to me. Like, no, it's not gonna work. Going to the hood.
Yeah.
Yo, son, what? Yo, back up.
Yeah. Just snatch his whole camera.
Yo, you talking to me? You gonna go to the dudes in the stoop?
Probably
Yeah,
understand. Maybe understand the question. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think about this digitized butt? It's like what?
digitize.
Yeah, what? It's not real. Like, what is this?
Was that?
What is that? I don't know what that means. Like, it's not real. Why are people looking at digitized butts? This makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think they like clued into the game industry. They're not that deep into like
like all he do is play Madden
right, right.
and
Yeah, they play Madden.
and Call of Duty with his boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. It's a lot. It's a lot for them to. They're not pre-clued into. They don't have previous enough data previously to comprehend what
But it's funny, but
conversation he's trying to lay down.
with his political leanings, if I asked him this, it's like, hey, why don't you conduct an experiment in like Brownsville? Like, what's he gonna do? Tell me no?
Yeah, he'd be like, no.
I'll be like,
He'd be,
what?
he'd be, or maybe like, yeah, maybe you should. Maybe we should. Maybe Sean and I should go in the streets and start, put on our hat, our reporter hat, our little press pass, and say, what a scoop. And go.
Hey, I have a question for you. No,
That's
but I'm
fine.
asking. No, I'm saying if I ask him, hey, why don't you could get some data? I would like to see you get some data from other,
Demographics.
demographics and areas within the NYC region. I vote that your next location should be Brownsville in Brooklyn. And it,
Do you think like if he went to like I don't know the RNC, he went to like the Republican National Convention, they might have the same reaction but from a different flavor? It'd be like you got to cover this up.
yes, 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 exactly. But he wouldn't
It's
go there
like
because that's his political. Possibly, I don't know. I'm just guessing here.
you
It's,
never know.
you never
You
know.
never know.
I never
Maybe
know.
maybe maybe that's an idea for his next video. He can go do that or something
Yeah.
like that. See, we're trying to be helpful. Uh, Rasme says, "Can Gina Torres get one mocap gig?" Talking about Gina Torres from Firefly. Yeah, I don't know. I figure like Gina Torres has like a permanent sci-fi convention pass that she can
Mm-hmm.
basically. That I'm sure they could try it. Like maybe she never thought about it, or
Maybe.
but definitely yeah. I mean, Faye says the lady from Forspoken was one of the daughters in Resident Evil. Yeah, Sean. Right. She was
Look.
also Charlie's Angels, the one
Oh,
with
the
Kristen
remake.
Stewart. So
Who
I
who
don't
who
know.
said
She
that
she got
Charlie
to
was
get
that?
a
Was that Faye?
yeah.
Faye.
So
There
maybe it's
there's
time for. Sorry, go ahead.
there is lost content here that I will sadly have you know. We look we didn't put it out because I ain't trying to catch like the copyright claim from. But I have it was hilarious. Y'all will never see it, unfortunately, but it was pretty good because I sat through all the episodes of Resident Evil for y'all paying entertainment, but yeah, unfortunately, you know,
I mean, it wasn't a very
it wasn't
prestigious
productive. Yeah,
project. Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't a very prestigious product. I mean, like the video we had was funny, but
Yeah, it's
I
based
think
off.
like
It's just based off this project was like just complete like.
well, the project was like doomed from the start. I mean, it was about Wesker. It was like I'm trying to figure out what the Resident Evil was about. It was like it was
Wesker
taking place. He faked his death or something. And
no, hold on.
it was like he first of all,
No. That's what. So in that world, all the Resident Evils were canon,
right.
including where we're supposed to start for, because Resident Evil 6 and up don't really count for this story.
Mhm.
Although they were probably also canon. Resident Evil 5 is where Wesker, spoiler alert, guys, from a game that's like I don't know aeons old, bit the dust. No more. My man disappeared. Chris, like what I'm saying, fired a rocket launcher. My man's in a volcano, and it was over.
Right.
So it takes that storyline
Okay.
and says that I believe that Umbrella had his DNA and cloned Wesker. So when you're
Mhm.
watching the show, Wesker, who was um, he was yeah, he just had multiple clones and they all kind of act differently.
Right. Yes, I remember that.
You're right. So the main Wesker on the show, was basically trying to be a good guy. He was not trying to ruffle feathers. Um,
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember because I saw the show such a long time ago. But it literally took into effect the Wesker that we saw that was dressed up like like he was Blade. That was a flashback.
Yes, he was in the lab, and there were other Weskers, the
Yes.
nerdy Wesker.
So they're trying to say that when he in that flashback, that trench coat Wesker was the exact Wesker from RE5 before he got wiped out by Chris.
Even though Wesker in the game was like a 20 something or early 30s-year-old guy, and in the Netflix show, Wesker is like a 60 something year old black man played
That's
by
correct.
Lance Reddick.
Yes. But we're supposed to ignore that Wesker does not look like Lance Reddick and recognize that that Wesker that we saw was indeed the same Wesker that battled Chris and perished in the volcano. That is what we are supposed to. I don't.
That, first of all, I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you said a bunch of words that I guess makes sense to maybe. I don't know.
It makes sense to no one. I'm just trying
Right,
to
right, right.
I'm just trying to
Like,
piece it
I
together
get what you're saying. I
cohesively.
understood what you were saying, but I think like if you try to explain this to like an alien or something, he'd be like, I don't understand the words. It's just like weird. It's like, who was the demographic for this Resident Evil Netflix show? Like, you had to have pre
Black
knowledge
people who
of the
want to be
video
Wesker.
game.
I don't.
Yeah, 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 right. Like people who had a desire to see Wesker specifically race swapped as an old man that had continuity to one of the Resident Evil games, and you can't even recognize him from the game if you played it.
No.
And it mostly focuses on his teenage daughters
Yes.
that are creations for this TV show.
Yes.
Like, what? Like, what? And they wonder why this is not getting a season two. Well, they can't now because Vance Reddick passed away.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah. May RP.
And I'm glad that John Wick 4 came out, so that wouldn't be his
His
last
last
project.
thing. You're right. Exactly.
Right. And I don't blame him for taking. I mean, look, it was a project that said, "Hey, Lance, you want to be in this? You're going to be the star of the show." You know, usually he's like a great supporting character in some other project,
Yes.
but in this one, they're going to feature him as the main dude. So it's like he's not going to not do it on a Netflix show. That's like a global audience.
Correct.
But for the creators of the show, can't they do better? Like, I mean, come on, this is Resident Evil.
You know.
Like, I mean, why do video game? See, I don't know. Why do video games always get like the short end of the stick? They always have to have like these new characters, these self inserts, these like Cole Young from
Oh, don't get me
Mortal
started.
Kombat, and
Don't get me started.
Alice and Resident Evil, and whoever was in the Silent Hill movie. And it's like, just make the characters from the game. They're human beings too. Okay, you already bought they bought the dang game for the IP, and then they don't use the IP characters from the game. It makes no sense.
It doesn't. And actually, now that I think about it, I think I'm getting. I think when I initially watched this disappointment of a show, I was sitting there and I'm like, this is laughable. But now that I'm thinking it, I'm kind of mad. Like, first of all, why would you do this to Lance? Like, the whole point of Wesker, didn't he play, what did he play, RE5? It doesn't matter if you did. Wesker is a force to be reckoned with, okay? He's a virus infused metahuman that does matrix flips, dodge bullets, catches rockets. And you called on Lance Reddick in his age to be able to fit the prowess of this character. Now, obviously, Lance Reddick had great acting range. That's not the problem. I'm like, why would you cast him as a guy that's supposed to? Now, I guess they could say, well, Sean, well, Keanu Reeves is like up there in age, and Donnie Yen too. But I'm like, yes, but they're of they're of that level of physicality. And as a matter of fact, forget all that, because even if they came to me and said, "Yo, we're gonna have Keanu Reeves as Wesker," I would have told them no on that either too.
Yeah.
Why don't you get? You know who I'm gonna say already. Why don't you get Scott Atkins? I'm gonna use him for everything. Why don't you get Scott Atkins? He could definitely do. He could definitely dodge a bullet and do stuff like that. But I don't know, man. Hollywood does weird things, bro.
Yeah.
It's
It's
just
like they
a
get a martial
misuse of
art.
actors. Like,
Like in the Marvel thing, the Iron Fist. Now there's rumors they want to make Iron Fist the his female co-star from the show,
yeah,
Jessica Henwick. And it's like, well, why don't you just recast him with a guy? And then they tried to like, I don't know who put out this article, or did it come from secretly from, I don't know, is this like the hit piece on the actor who played Iron Fist by saying that one of the fight coordinators said that the actor didn't want to train.
really?
Like there was like an article from like the fight choreographer or stunt coordinator or something, whoever's in charge of the fights
Okay,
on Iron Fist, and the dude was like, "Oh, he didn't want to train, and he wasn't training as hard as the other actors." And
if
so
that's
I don't know what that's
true,
about, and
if
I don't know
that's
if he's
true, I
kind of
could tell.
coordinated hit piece to kick him off this franchise or shame him from not coming back or whatever. Now, I mean, I don't know if that's true. Maybe let's say it's true, right?
Yeah,
Then why is it his fault more than the people that hired him? Why didn't they just hire a guy who could do martial arts? You know? And it's funny because why don't they just get guys who know martial arts and train them to be actors? It just can't be training actors just to do martial arts all the time. It has got to come the other way too.
correct.
I think because back in the day they had like a stigma, like they can't act. Like Van Damme had like a stigma that he couldn't act.
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought he was pretty good.
I mean, he could emote.
Yeah, he can emote. I was feeling his performances, like when Maximum Risk. Remember that movie? Underrated
Yeah,
Van Damme movie right here.
throwback.
He was scared. He didn't know what was going on. Double Impact. He had to play, the evil, the more hardcore Van Damme and the nice Van Damme. He was played his own brother.
Yeah.
He played his own twin. What more acting range can you get with that? What about my boy Jeff Speakman? The perfect weapon, That guy was underrated. They cut his career off before it could even begin.
Man, that's a throwback.
But if you look at those old straight to video actors, they're doing okay. They're acting just as good as Finn Jones was. So it's like they can get some guy, you know,
I don't think
and
they
they
are.
like all these guys who like flop out of MMA, like, and then their career is over because they're not good enough at MMA. I'm like, hey, buddy, you may not be good for MMA, but maybe you could be in this Marvel movie. Get you in acting school
Well, they
because
got
we need
no.
new action stars because they're getting too old.
Yeah.
Just saying. And it's and it's funny. And it always goes back to the old conversation we talk about the boomers. They had it like real good, where like this guy Steven Seagal, I think he just owned some dojo
Yeah.
or like was and he like trained up some celebrities on how to fight in California.
Hmm.
And then like the agent, like one of the biggest Hollywood agents was there and was like, "Oh, you're cool. Let's put you in a movie." And he's like, "Okay." And then his first movie is like a big budget film from Warner Brothers called Above the Law. That was his first movie. He didn't have to do like whatever, a guest spot on Knight Rider getting like karate chopped by David Hasselhoff or anything like that. His first role was in a major motion picture that was going to be seen around the world. his debut, martial arts sensation Steven Seagal, and it was like we never seen this dude before. Now they have all this criteria in order to be a star. It's like, oh, you got to have 10 years experience. You have to have 3.5 million Twitter followers. You have, you know, you about boomers back in the day. They just walk into up to like Paramount Studios and says, "I need a job." In 1 year, there will be a household name. That's it.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's get to the chat, bro.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
hmm.
Faye says the creator pronounces it near automata, like it's written. That's how
Okay.
I'm reading it right now. So
Okay.
is it automata? Maybe Faye can say in the chat if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Automata. Give me the thumbs up or the thumbs down. Says I didn't see the Charlie's Angels movie with Kristen Stewart, and I didn't want to. And apparently, Kristen Stewart doesn't want to either because there was some kind of article from her saying that she didn't like the movie or didn't like making the movie. In fact, let me Google that.
Hmm.
It says Kristen
I remember we talked about it
Stewart,
on Twitch. I think.
Charlie's Angels news. Yeah, Variety 1 month ago says Kristen Stewart says Charlie's Angels was a good idea at the time, but I hated making that movie.
Mm.
It says, did you know? Let me see. All right. It says while reviews were mixed, Stewart's performance as rebellious Sabina earned widespread acclaim. And it says during she says, do you, I don't know about that, but it was it's but anyway, it says, did you during Know Their Lines, Stewart got a prompt that included dialogue from the opening scene of her Charlie's Angels reboot. And the line was, did you know that it takes men an additional 7 seconds to perceive a woman as a threat compared to a man? And she said that was a mouthful at the time. I remember saying that. That was from a little film called Charlie's Angels. We wanted a strong opener, you know? We wanted to really broadcast what the movie was about. It was a good idea at the time. I hated making that movie. I don't know what else to say to you. Honestly, the three, you can't touch that. Cameron, Lucy, and Drew. I love that movie.
Wow.
If that's the thing.
Damn.
I love that movie. Yeah. Yeah. It's deep. And then the director of the movie,
Hmm.
Elizabeth Banks, said uh, she wished the film's marketing had not been presented as just for girls, which is one reason she believed the movie flopped. She elaborated on the topic last year by telling Rolling Stone that the gendered agenda was the only topic the media was interested in covering. So much of the story that the media wanted to tell about Charlie's Angels was that it was some sort of feminist manifesto. People kept saying, "You're the first female director of Charlie's Angels." And I was like, they've only done a TV show and McGee's movies. What are you talking about? There's not this long legacy. I just love the franchise. There was not this gender agenda for me. That was very much laid on top of the work, and it was a bit of a bummer. It felt like it pigeonholed me and the audience for the movie. To lose control of the narrative like that was a real bummer.
Sheesh.
You realize how the media can frame something regardless of how you framed it. She says she happened to be a woman. She says, I happen to be a woman directed a Charlie's Angels movie that happened to star three incredible women. You can't control the media saying you're a lady director and that's special, which it is, but it's not the only thing. So looked like she wasn't having it.
Huh. I know I didn't see the movie.
But I guess I don't know. That was the what everyone was talking about back then, and she had to roll with it.
Yeah.
Now I saw the movie,
Oh, you did.
yeah, and it's like the original one had a flavor. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember it being fun.
Yeah, it was
I mean,
fun. It had great.
I didn't like Full Throttle, but the first one. Huh?
Yeah, the first one was great. Yeah, think the second one, it was like they just needed. It was like too much. It was like over the like too wild and not enough story. I guess not like the first one had a lot of story, but at least it had a straightforward story.
Right.
And something was off about the second one. But anyway, the first one, Charles Angels, Drew Barrymore, and all this was great, and the director had like a great visual sense.
Yeah.
McG, like with the camera angles, and the comedy and the fights and the stunts. And on this one, I don't know. I think it must have had like a lower budget, or they didn't have enough. You know, it wasn't innovative enough
Right.
for today's times. It seemed like a step backward from the other one. So, like, just in terms of like, it was just like nerfed down.
Right.
But the marketing plan, I agree with Elizabeth Banks. Like, you still got to sell this movie, you know,
Right.
and the marketing didn't help to sell this movie.
Whoops.
So, but she recovered later by making Cocaine Bear. And I think that was purposeful. She probably just said, "Give me a script that's funny.
Yeah.
Give me a script that's funny. I'm going to do something that has nothing to do with, you know, men, women, the battle of the sexes, any of that stuff. Just give me a bear that's on cocaine." So, and then she did, and it made money because it
Yeah.
was funny. And I saw the movie; it was pretty good. It was all right. Um, let's see. Rasmus said, "I didn't hate what I saw, but that was only 3/4 of the first episode." Are you talking about Resident Evil?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
Don't
I
don't.
didn't see it. Sean saw it, and he was just telling me about the trauma. I was just done on like Rance Reddick playing Wesker. I was like, this is kind of well, all right. I'm out. Like,
No, no, hold on. See, this is what. Y'all gonna get me into. I could spend 2 hours breaking down this whole thing.
it's so weird. Like, why would you even make a show about Wesker like by himself? Like, why don't you just make the Resident Evil stuff from the game? It's like the game has a better story than any of these movies that came out. Like, why do they think they're gonna like make a better script than the game? I know what they look at. They see like Resident Evil for PlayStation 1, they're like, oh, this is a goofy, silly thing, and then they make their own movie and it's just like worse. So stop dissing video games for their scripts, y'all. Like, respect.
That whole first episode. That whole first episode was like everything that was wrong with the rest of the show that like went more downhill. The worst
Yeah.
character motivations of all time.
Yes.
I gotta sneak into my father's job because I saw a rabbit. I'm a vegan, bro. What? And why were you able to sneak into Umbrella? Where is the where's the security? Why is it unsecured at night? Why do you have zombie dogs just chilling? Why so many things? I mean, I ain't even gonna get back into it. I ain't even gonna
So they
get back
can't do
into it.
anything right. They can't do anything right. It's like you have a video game property, you bought the franchise, just use the dang characters from the franchise, right? It's like the Blade movie they're making, right? You have a character called Blade. You already have like like there were Blade movies made before, so you already have a like a frame of reference to draw upon.
Yeah.
And instead, like I'm hearing this rumors of this script again, where like
Oh yeah, the rumors are
Blade
coming
Blade
back with Blade's daughter.
yeah, Blade has a daughter, and and daughter's gotta have a mom, right? Unless the mom is dead or something like that. And
Yo,
then it's like, and then I heard a rumor that the Captain Britain was gonna be in it or some crap like that. And I'm like, what the hell is Captain Britain doing in a Blade movie? And I'm like,
I'm good. I'm logging out. I'm logging out.
I'm just like, and then what? First of all, it's like, how come Disney always sets up like the replacement in all their stuff? It's like Hawkeye, it's like Kate Bishop. I know she's in the comics, but still, like, and then it's like, they always have like, and now I guess Iron Fist might be replaced. These are the rumors, though. These aren't confirmed, but there's a pattern. You know what I mean? And it's somehow when these rumors are like brought to light, somehow there's a script change out of nowhere, and Sean's just like what, numbed into silence right now. Like he's
Because
taking a
they
nap.
no, because they really acting. Stop, like stop. They really try to play this thing as like, oh, we're gonna have this female character or this this woman character because you know the hidden thing is like we need the female representation. Y'all really bring in the most lamest of women characters of female characters, the lamest of female characters in to somebody else's franchise, and the excuse is, well, they were in the comic book. Yeah, spoiler alert, they didn't like them in the comic book. You have great female characters in Marvel. I don't see them though. Like you could, Black
Like why
Widow could
is
have
it?
been
And
a
why is
Black
yeah
Widow
yeah
could have been a fire movie. It wasn't, but it could have been a fire movie. We've got Storm, we've got Jean Grey, we've got, but I got to deal with Kate Bishop. I don't care about Kate Bishop, B.
yeah? The first X Men you saw in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a character named Binary, apparently, because she was hanging out with Beast. Like, who is writing this stuff? Like, bro,
Where's Storm?
like, don't mention the X Men period until you have the real lineup you about to, debut. Not this like different version of Binary
McKeon deal. I don't.
played by Monica Rambeau's mom. Like, I'm like, bro, this is like, who's in charge of this, bro? Like, do they just like have like a copy of like they just rip out the pages of like the Marvel handbook of the characters and just put it on a spit in dartboard and then just like throw darts at it and then they land on a character and say that's the new character?
And by the way, my connotation is not to say, well, Sean, you could have any other male character in here. Why not any other female character? No, I'm pretty equal on this because there are male characters that they introduced that I don't want to see either. I don't care about no Wonder Man. I didn't want to see him. I could have lived my entire life without seeing Wonder Man in the MCU.
It was weird. I thought like I don't know. I thought like the whole thing that happened after MCU was kind of weird to me. I thought like when all those actors like they were like, okay, we're done with making this. It's over. Marvel's over. And then Chris Evans is like, I'm glad to have played Captain America. Now it's over, guys. And I'm going to move on to direct my films or whatever they say they're going to do, and then eventually they might come back. Um, so I thought it was over. Like Robert Downey Jr. is like, no more superheroes for me, and I'm just like, okay, so half the cast doesn't want to be in these movies anymore. How about we just start over, get some new people, reboot the universe, and call it a day, and then they can have X-Men there. Now they're trying to have things where it's like, well, are we using the Fox actors? Like Kelsey Grammer is gonna be in the MCU as Beast, and I'm like, Kelsey Grammer is like 70 years old. Like, why would Kelsey Grammer like what? Like,
Don't
like what?
don't try to make sense of it, bro. It's not.
So that's what they had their big multiverse uh concept for, so they can bring in Kelsey Grammer in a cameo.
Wait, was I supposed to be mad hyped to that part?
I guess.
Yo, son, Kelsey Grammer's back as Beast. I don't
Meanwhile,
believe
people
it.
were always telling me in geek world that X3 was terrible and it was like the worst X-Men movie ever made, and at least until like Dark Phoenix came out or whatever, or the Apocalypse one. So even though everyone agreed that Kelsey Grammer as Beast was great,
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. But I mean, it's
but it's
years
such an
later now.
obscure reference, I guess, for like modern MCU people, because that movie came out like something like 20 years ago at this point.
Anyway, hold on. Let's go back to the
Let's
chats
see.
because
Yeah, I
we're
go to the chat. It says, Raspy says, did not want to train. I'm not going to take steroids. Yeah, Finn probably didn't want to take the steroids, which is probably good. But if it's prescribed from a doctor, then no, 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 no. Just joking. Faye says now she says she hated it. Talking about the director Charlie's Angels, but all the women said all the women said that the movie was first. Women isn't interested in how they changed their tune really quickly. She blamed men for not going to see the movie though. I guess that part.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes with people, there's like in Hollywood, there's like they just roll with whatever they're supposed to roll with.
Right.
Like maybe secretly she was like, "Why I gotta say all this crap?" But then they still have to say it. They still say it though,
Right.
because their agents probably tell them to say it, and then they go along with it. Or maybe they just feel that, and then they, like his face says, like she just flipping the script. So like she said that in the beginning that she was like, "Oh, men, you got to see this movie," like, and then it flopped, and then it's like, I never said that.
Mm.
That would be an interesting interview if they actually had some quote from her saying that she was saying the opposite of what she's saying now. Let's see what she says about it.
True.
But there's no, but I guess like in some way, like you really can't. If that's true, there's really no way you can hope for an apology from people. They just like, especially like people like that. It's like they just like just change and they don't apologize because they don't want to take a L.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a young person, like you'll never get an apology from a boomer, like ever.
Mm-mm.
Like I never seen a boomer apologize for anything. So I don't know if she's a boomer, but
Hold on.
it's close enough.
Where are we? Uh.
Anyway, what am I looking at? It says Rasme says, "How can Blade have a daughter? He barely like people." That's true. Like I don't really know. Like
Oh, it says
in the movie,
so said Marvel comic books. I don't know what's her name. Bloodline.
yeah,
I don't
maybe in
think
the comics he get more busy or something. Like he's like Shaft or like he's
I don't think
just
people like Bloodline either, to be honest. But in the comic books, I mean, I
it's
don't,
like a female vampire hunter that's Blade's daughter. In theory, could be cool. I
of
guess I
course,
don't know. I mean, because vampire hunting is cool, and vampires are cool, and people who got swords are cool. They have her in high school, like she's a high school kid. And I think this is just like more Disney Channel stuff that they like about it, like high school, and it could be like Buffy. And I'm just like, I don't know if that's Blade style. Like he's got to go come out from the shadows to what save his daughter from the vampires in the high school. Like
nobody cared about that.
no, like if Blade had a daughter, first of all, having a kids in these movies ages the character out in a way, and that usually happens when the character is older. But this is like his debut in the MCU. Why is he already having like daughters and then when the sequel he gonna have a granddaughter next?
Because it's time to get him up out of here. He just got here though.
He's already training his replacement in his debut.
Get these men up out of here
Makes no sense.
and bring
He
in.
barely like people. Now he's like, oops. The first time he's like running around.
And
Like in the first one,
don't say anything about her because then you're sexist.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird. First of all, if he had a daughter that was a vampire or something like that, and all this, who knows? Just quit. Just travel with Blade and like fight vampires. Rasme says fake geeks always pull that it's in the comic book line. That's true. That's how they subvert.
It's in the comic book, but like nobody liked the comic book when it came out. It's like
Right.
it's like when like Sam
It's in
Wilson
the
like
comic book.
becomes becomes Captain America. I'm like, yo, you do realize like fans didn't like that, right? Like,
It's in the comic book, so you can't say anything. You're not a real comic book fan if you don't
comic
want it in
book.
there because it's in the
So
comic book. So
it's in the comic books, right?
it's
It's in
tricked
the
you.
comic
Haha, I win. I'm a real geek. I'm the geek now. You're a fake geek. You said I was a fake geek, but I have now flipped the script on you because my team wrote crap and now I have to adapt it. So ha ha ha. Meanwhile, they're not adapting like the we they want to adapt crazy storylines. Remember the '90s when like the Punisher took a bunch of like pills that made him black,
Wait, stop! I didn't know about this.
Yeah, there was a weird storyline where like Frank Castle was like trying to like
Hold on, wait.
I don't know if he took the pills himself or somebody made him take the pills, but like he took like some kind of tannin. I don't know what kind of pills it was, tannin pills or something. It was like the plot of that.
Wait, what? What? Wait, I gotta look this up.
It's like a panel where like, he wakes up and says, "What? I'm a black man" or something. Like it's like you know about this?
No,
Yeah, bro.
bro, you can't just bring this information on me.
That's what it was.
Give me a
They're gonna
second.
adapt that? Yeah, he was as black as that guy right there.
Oh,
Oh,
no, wait. Oh, you said it was a 90s, 90s
yeah, it was
comedy?
'90s. It was in the '90s. Trying to some,
Punisher.
they're trying some salacious nonsense. I just gotta look for
Oh, I'm looking right now.
it. Anyway, let me see. Rasmus says, "I'd rather see Luke Cage and Jessica Jones's daughter." Yeah, I guess so. You know, then they
Yeah,
can like,
yeah, that's more solidified than like
right?
dealing with Blade.
Yeah, here we go.
What?
Yeah, there you go. People forgot about this.
Nah.
It says, "Remember to forget that time the Punisher became a black god." Yeah, they're not gonna adapt this.
Adapted.
Well,
Adapted
finally,
race.
but then again, I guess the race swap will actually be like
What makes sense?
canonical to the storyline.
What is this? In this series, we spotlight the comic book stories that are likely best left forgotten. No, 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 no. Remember it. It's Black History Month. Let's go. What is going on, son? Well, I guess he was regular here. Man, he's doing some kung fu. In
It said
1991, writer Mike Barron, along with artists Hugh Haynes and Jimmy Palmiotti, began an epic Punisher story called The Final Days. In it, the Kingpin hires a young criminal genius to slowly tear down the Punisher. It involves Frank Castle ended up in prison where he is brutally attacked by a group of bad guys led by Punisher's enemy Jigsaw. All right. Okay. They got some pages here. Amusingly enough, his injuries served as a cover for him to escape as he took the place of another injured prisoner whose buddies were breaking him out of jail. Now on the run with a heavily scarred face, Frank gets a doctor who is now a drug addict to work on his face, giving him plastic surgery so that no one can recognize him. This comes to a head in Punisher number 59. I should stop to read these pages, but not now. What? Well said. You didn't want anyone to recognize you. My man's just black.
man, for a drug addict, he is a really good plastic surgeon.
Yo,
This is
yo, son. He's like,
it's the best transracial plastic surgery I've seen. Like,
man, this is about to be the
how
reaction.
they change it back? That's even more incredible.
I
The comic book plastic surgery. Maybe in these superhero worlds they have like different kind of plastics, and they got whatever. They got different kind of surgery tools.
hold on. So with that story, Baron was not off the book, but obviously they still needed to resolve the storyline. So Mark McLaren, writer of the up and coming Luke Cage ongoing series, came into script the series for over Baron's plots for the next couple of issues.
I wonder if this Baron was now off the book. Like he just quit. He just like I can't do this.
Let's just say Val Mayerick and Al Williamson came on board as artists of the title. So the now black Punisher goes on the run and ends up in Chicago, where he is driving erratically due to still being doped up on pain meds. This does not bode well for him, as some of the state troopers feel that he is violating the law against driving while black.
Oh no, he got the state trooper with the hat on, bro. Like the state trooping hat on, beat Rodney King and them, bro. Like what? Yo, this storyline is wild.
What
I'm
is
looking at this
going
chat. You looking at this? We're
on?
looking at comic book history here. Is this
What
a
is
comic book
going
historian?
on, son?
oh,
I'm buying this. I need to find this.
oh, but now he ain't having it, y'all.
Yeah, boom, son. Oh,
This is wild.
yeah, my man,
Oh.
like my man hit him with the son hit him with the club. Joint just broke, son. That's it. Boom, and he kicked him off building. Yo, what is this?
wow.
He's like deflecting bullets. What's going on? Wait, what?
At least it has action. This is like more action than you've seen in a Marvel comic
Wait, was
in
that?
decades.
Wait, hold on. Was that Luke Cage?
It might be. Yeah, that might be Luke Cage.
Okay,
Actually,
all right, yeah, that's Luke Cage.
they were trying some new look for him. They were trying to give him some kind of new Jack swagger from the '90s.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why the bullets were bouncing off. So okay, oh okay, I see. Punisher, Blunisher is getting beat up, right?
Right.
And then here comes Luke Cage. So help him out. Boom, he's knocking people out. Boom, Punisher kicked this cop off the bridge. I don't know if he survived. Here comes Luke Cage. Luke Cage is doing mad damage. She got combos.
yeah,
This is kind of entertaining. I ain't even gonna lie.
it's got like fighting in there. It's like it's some crazy plot. Like, what is this?
I'll
It's
read
like
this. I'm gonna read this right now. Yo, matter of fact, they kind of give away the whole book. This is CBR. Sadly for the
yeah.
Punisher, the cache of weapons has been cleaned out. So he was now without much of in the way of weaponry, so he couldn't even pay Cage. Cage, though, was impressed about how he carried himself and offers him a chance to get in on a gig with him, clearing out the drug elements of an apartment building, but no killing. You can't be telling Frank not to kill, bro. You know he's not having that. This,
This is ridiculous.
yo, this whole, yo, this,
Oh,
this, this,
the
this.
plot is moving though. The plot is moving, folks. Like, and look at these panels right here.
I'm
This
just
is
kind of
some
excited.
pace for the.
Drawn well.
Yeah, it's not pace for the trade. It's getting all the story content in there. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, storyline's ridiculous, but it certainly is like moving though.
Come
Look,
on,
he's
he
bursting
buzzing
into
through
this
the chaka
place.
chaka chaka. Boom,
They're
crack.
shooting up the joint. They're like punching people in the head.
This is the
Now
most
they're
excitement I've
cranking.
seen out of a Marvel comic in a minute.
Now that he's free,
He, the
the
plastic
plastic.
surgery is worn off. What do you mean it wore off? Wait, hold on. Well, man, the black wore off of him.
Like, it's not what he couldn't keep up his payments. CVS prescription run out. Like,
Yo, this is the greatest thing ever. This I'm about to clip these into a bunch of shorts called "React to Draw." Black History Month.
yeah, Black History Month.
What is this?
It was something else.
Did he learn anything from his experience being black?
Probably not.
You can tell that this is a story Marvel wanted to forget, considering the reveal that happened in number 59 that he was back to normal at the end of 62. Mike Barron later recalled that his editor on the book, Don Daly, insisted that he write the story, so that's likely why Barron left the book. Also, he
I
said,
figured as much. I mean, seeing Mike Barron right now, you assume that he would not want to write this book out of his own free will.
"Oh my gosh,
So I figured that was probably the case. That's why I figured. That's why I saw like he said that he left the book, or he was off the book. I'm like, he left the book. Like, he probably didn't want to write this in the first place. So
what did I just see?" Anyway, sorry. Let me speed through these comments because we're not gonna get. Where am I? I'm like way up. Oh, Power was in here. I don't know how long ago that was. Power, if you're still here, what's up? What's up? Uh, that's from the mocap. We were talking about that. Yeah, that was the Gun Hill Road thing. Faye said, "Don't forget." Oh yeah, Indian Leon. That I didn't see that movie. That was like the movie that came out before the Netflix show. Power said, "Yep, Iron Fist and Daredevil reboots might be a thing soon." With the MCU, yeah, I guess that remains to be seen. Uh, Seagal probably wrote up the shooting schedule. Oh, that was an early conversation. I guess let me catch up to now. You guys are very active in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sorry for missing all the comments.
I think yeah.
Um. Oh, I guess we're talking about Super Hawkeye. Hawkeye is deaf in the comics, so he shouldn't be safe from his. Wait, Hawkeye's deaf? Is he supposed to be deaf?
I don't know.
That's what Faye said. I don't know. Miss Rasmussen said. Oh, I just realized that they think people who like superhero movies are stupid. They, as in, I guess, MCU or the execs.
And video game people, I
Oh
guess.
yeah. Faye said her name is Bloodline. Yes, her name is Bloodline. That's the name of the name of her superhero, her code name or whatever is Bloodline. I don't know what her actual name is. Rashman says Blade has to come out of the shadows and pay child support. Yeah, man. I don't know why,
True.
but why Blade is paying child support. I never thought of
You
Blade.
play some deadbeat dad.
Yeah, I don't want to think about Blade like paying child support.
Yeah, hitting it, quitting it. Like I don't want to think about that. I want to think of Blade as responsible, like person. Like if he's gonna have premarital sex, he's going to use a condom. That's
Mr. Rasmussen said Punisher and Nibiton patches. Yeah, it was Nibiton for him. You know what I'm saying? Faye said, "Oh that, oh, the machine where Lois Lane went in and came out black. I forgot about that."
yeah.
Rasmussen said Punisher got Rodney King. The facts. That's Cage. Yeah, yeah. I just realized after while I was reading it. Yeah. Oh man, that was the greatest find. Fine, bro. I did not know that it happened, but now that I know it
Mm,
happened, I don't know. That's hilarious.
yeah.
You kept this information from me. It's like,
Man, I don't know. I have a lot of information in my head that unlocks.
like gradually, like it just like auto unlocks,
Yeah.
like a time lock, time
Yeah.
released DLC.
Yeah, and I forgot Mike Barron wrote that story. I think Mike Barron right now he's working on the Rippaverse. So that's why I figured like he wouldn't be the story doesn't sound like up his alley. So apparently this is some kind of editorial decision
I'm gonna go hit
to
him up, be
get
like, "Yo,
shock
Mike, yo,
sales.
Mike, remember this?"
Yeah, I'm sure he's
I will not. I will not do that.
running from it. Like I'm sure he's had this conversation before. He's like, "Hey, remember the time you punished a black?" He's like, "Oh, yes, yeah." And obviously, because the article said that he made me do it. So,
It's the editor's fault.
but look, it was. I mean, look at the story. Look, it speaks for itself. It's like we had a ball. I don't know. If that's
I didn't even read the
intended.
entire article, by the way, but rest assured that after stream, I'm going to read the entire thing, including the pages.
But think about it. Like, but it's a good. It's an interesting uh examination of how the comic book industry works or like publishing works. The editor mandated the story be written,
Yeah,
and a lot of these decisions are come from editorial. So a lot of these writers, like we talk about Daniel Kibblesmith and all this,
hmm
this could come from the editors themselves mandating these writers to do this stuff,
yeah,
and then they have to just you know do it and stand by it or quit. And a lot of them are like younger people that they can't walk away, so they just do it. So there's a lot of blame to go around.
yeah.
Like the whole Iceman thing, they
Oh yes. Don't who came up with that?
who knows, maybe it was an editorial decision and they said write it now, and Brian Michael Bendis just had to write it, and maybe he wanted to write it, but like I don't know, it's
Oh,
just
it was
like
Bendis. That was a Bendis thing.
yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like it just makes no sense
It made no
continuity
sense.
wise. Um, what they say here, Rasmain says remember, the surgeon was on drugs. Yeah. How was the surgeon on drugs to do Punisher surgery? And then he made him like look exactly like a black man with his hair texture too, by the way.
Yeah, so like he gave him like facial surgery and like hair follicle like implants at the same time.
Rasmus says, take a copy of Black Punisher to a Riververse signing. He's my favorite character. a favorite book by you, Mike? And you'd be like, get out of here.
That'll be a riot at the booth.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's his proudest moment,
I don't know.
guys.
I don't think. I don't think that's gonna turn out well.
No, it's not
They're
his
clapping
proudest
their ass right
moment.
now. And Mike, I
Mike
know you're
Barron
never
did
gonna.
write
I know you're
what?
never gonna watch this, but you know, I feel you on getting wrapped up in the things you don't want to do. I'm just saying it's still funny though.
Happens to everybody, yo. Like, this is how it works in the biz. Like I remember there was an episode of, like, what was it on TV? Like Roseanne or something like that, where they had a promotion. They said that every show had to make a Disney World episode,
Hmm.
like promoting Disney World, because that's the time when like Disney bought ABC.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to do it, but they made her do it. So they had the whole like Connor family go to like Disney World and gas it up and stuff. But
Hmm.
then immediately the next episode wasn't, or like I don't know if it was the next episode, but it was like soon after,
Hmm.
was like an episode where like they made fun of Disney.
Huh.
So like it was a pretty good episode. They had an episode where like David, the kid that was living with them,
Yes.
he Darlene's boyfriend, he's like an artist. He wanted to draw comic books,
Hmm.
which is actually pretty cool. Like I remember watching it as a kid, and I was like, oh, that guy trying to draw comic books. So it was like, you know, he's like me for real, for real. You know the meme, like.
Right.
So, and then he sort of portfolio. He sent his portfolio to Disney, or it was fake Disney. They called it something else,
Hmm.
and they recruited him. And he was like, "All right, so I'm gonna go to Disney. I got accepted, guys, to the animation program or something." And they're like, "Great, all right, good luck, David." And he moved out there. And then they said, "We haven't heard from David in a while. He said he was gonna call us." And then Roseanne's like, "All right, I gotta go find David or something." So then they'll drive down, and they find out like he's like not even drawing. They have him working like the concession stand. They have him saying all this like, cult like speak. Like, we love
Oh
Disney. We love,
man,
it's not.
that's funny.
I love it here. It is great. Would you like a chocolate shake or something like that? And then he's like, we got to get him out of here. And all you guys are brainwashed and all this stuff. It was like pretty wild. It was like pretty like radical episode against their own company. But maybe that was a compromise to like Roseanne, because it was like the number one, like, top 10 show. So maybe they like, had to cave into her demands or whatever. But it was like, and I did hear like, and it's funny because like I remember like people saying that that's what happens. I remember somebody told me that that's what really happens. Like they become, like,
Wow.
if you work, yeah, if you're an intern at Disney,
Right.
you have to work the park. So like part time, you're like doing intern stuff or like learning this, and then part time, then you're like working this whatever, trying to sell T-shirt at the Magic Kingdom. Anyway, so
Hold on.
we have
Bay here says, well, I'll get back into Nair here, and the Stellar Blade topic. Faye says, doesn't Nair character have a covering over eyes? She does. So I'm doing two versions of this. I guess this is back for the replay. I am doing two versions of 2B. I'm gonna have one where she has it off and one where she has it on. Obviously, it's gonna be opaque. I just have it here for uh, just for layer purposes. But yeah, I'll be doing both. I played a ton. I played Near. I have Near somewhere over here for the PS4. I kind of want to get it for the computer since my PS4 is gonna like self destruct in 5 seconds, and at least like it sounds like it's at the end of its life. But Near was pretty great. Near the right, I remember Dan. Didn't you say that the creators of Stellar Blade said that uh they liked the comparison of Stellar Blade to Near?
yeah, They're
Yeah,
like buddies.
right. They like the work of Yoko Taro. And Yoko Taro is a he is an interesting individual because apparently nobody has, to at least to my knowledge, has seen his face because he wears um what is the name of the character? Give me a second. I don't know why do I not remember his name? Yoko Taro.
Nagy's here in the chat. Says, "Hail guys, chat.
Hey man,
Happy
what's up?
birthday, Sean.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
What's up, Nagy? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by."
Hold on, I'm gonna get it up for you guys in a second.
So you're gonna draw her mask like on another layer.
Yes,
That's nice.
Taro.
That's nice.
Here you
He
go.
says, "Sean, we both have February birthdays. That's what's up."
Oh, nice. What's So your birthday passed or it's coming up? Yeah, he always wears this mask, so nobody
I
knows
see.
what his secret.
That's weird, man. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's cool.
and I feel stupid for forgetting the name of the character because this character was in Nier. Before I speak on it, let me hold on. I'm gonna tell you in a second.
It's gotta be amazing though to keep that kind of mystique, right? There's no photo of him on his own.
Emil, sorry. All right, so let me restart that. So yeah, Yoko Taro does not show up in public with his face. He's always wearing an Emil mask. Now, Emil was a character in Nier Automata. He was a character in Nier, and he's been there since the game before that was just simply named Nier. I cannot go into the lore because Yoko Taro is either a maniac or a genius, but the game starts all the lore starts all the way in Drakengard in medieval times, and then like by the end of that game, spoilers for anybody who doesn't want to hear this. Although I don't think anybody's gonna go back and play Drakengard. I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't even play it. It starts off in medieval times, and then by the end of that game, they get transported to modern day Tokyo through like some kind of portal where they have to fight some type of goddess. That that goddess is defeated, and then it gets transported to Nier, or the story turns into Nier, and in Nier, the I think the particles of the goddess kind of rain down on people and cause some kind of sickness, and that sickness goes on for many years. I can't remember if it was hundreds or thousands, and then that's the story of Nier, and then comes Nier Automata, where it's like even more years past that, and these androids, one of which is this 2B, has to help protect humanity because aliens came and attacked the earth, and apparently all these stories are canon. Look, it's wild. I don't know, it's kind of like Marvel Comics in that way. Like it's just like it's completely wild. But as a self-contained story, Near Automata is actually pretty good. It's emotional. He does not make you
Is
feel
it near Automata or is it near?
automata.
It's on Automata.
It's automata.
Yeah. But anyway, you're saying that. What were you saying before?
Yeah,
Saying
Near Automata as itself, even if you don't know about the past games, because you actually don't have to know about the games to understand the story. It's basically just these androids fighting these old timey looking robots who apparently were dispatched by aliens to take over the Earth, and they are both trying to understand each other because the androids pretty much are modeled after humans and they act like humans. Sometimes they're not supposed to, but they do. They act like humans, and they basically think of the robots that they fight as lesser than them because they're like, oh, they're just stupid robots. So it's weird. It's like androids, which are robots that look like humans, think that these primitive robots are idiotic, and it's a whole push and pull until they realize, hey, these lesser robots are actually starting to act pretty human-like. I know it sounds stupid, but the way it's executed is actually pretty emotional. Like there was some pretty messed up parts in the story where I was just like, man, like hit me in the chest. And there's a big reveal. I don't know if anybody wants me to talk about that because how old is this game?
Well, you don't want to spoil it for people.
Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it for people. I've told you I've told you enough of the story for you all, anybody listening right now, to go and play the game.
Mm.
Now, if you wanted a lore video, I could do that for you, like as a standalone. But yeah,
That was pretty good though for a little lore recap.
yes, and I'm
I would
probably
say.
I'm probably missing stuff. I mean, they have weird characters like was it Adam and Eve that are they're born from the robots. I'm actually still trying to wrap my head around that, and you know, a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. Now the connection of this piece that you're drawing,
Hmm.
um, there were some similarities in the Stellar Blade trailer, right?
Correct.
That you
Well,
noticed.
it's more so I feel the aesthetic of it, the way that the open world looks, because Nier's open world is not true open world. It's like open world ish. Now, I'm not a programmer, but if you play Nier Automata, you'll notice that the combat is super tight. And I think the reason the combat is super tight is because the world is not blasted open like a GTA or something like that. It's kind of a confined open world, so it gives the mechanics room to be tightened up. And Stellar Blade kind of feels looks like it would feel the same way. So and it has like the same kind of look, the post-apocalyptic world. But I could tell that the story is different, but you know it definitely has that feel. So for the staff of Stellar Blade to come out and say that they really dig um, Nier kind of makes sense. And I'm just glad that people don't shy away from saying what their references are. You get some of these artists that they'll lie like, "Oh, I wasn't influenced by that." Like, yes, you was. Yes, you
Right.
were. I could see it, and it's not bad because I mean, listen, if you're gonna be compared to Nier Automata, then I mean that's pretty cool to me. If I had a PS5, I would definitely pick up Stellar Blade. Unfortunately, I don't have a PS5, so I guess I will not be playing Stellar Blade until either I A get a PS5 or B I wait until they port it to a PC.
That's right.
Uh, but yeah, so that's how why I decided to draw them both together because I figured that'd be kind of cool. And I will be making this a full color piece.
That's right. When Sean gets that PlayStation money.
Yeah, the PlayStation. Well, it's funny
Yes.
because I guess the
So if y'all want to help Sean get that PS5, like the video. It helps
right.
us in the algorithm. If Sean blows up his subscribership, he will then get large. Then he'll be able to hobnob with the big YouTubers
Yes.
and then get into the inner circle, the YouTube Illuminati. And then they'll hook up his finances somehow. And then he'll be able to lord his influence to sway elections,
Correct.
start global revolutions and stuff. If you want to see this happen, if you want to be in the ground floor
Yep.
of the Sean global takeover, just hit a like. You know what I'm saying? And you could be included too. He won't forget you guys.
And I
He's
will
going to
definitely
include you in his
sway.
ride to world domination.
Yeah, with complete with 81 million votes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, he's going to be large. He'll be big, large, big time large.
but
It was funny, like we're talking about Taylor Swift,
yeah.
and like Taylor Swift is saying there's like the conspiracies, like she's like rigging like it's gonna rig the Super Bowl and all this.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some news report where the guy, I forget, I think it was Fox News, that would say like, oh, that there's a psyop division that mentioned like, oh, Taylor Swift, she's very popular. That's an example of someone we could use for to get messages, something like that. I'm paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
I just that was funny. And then like, aha, you see, and I'm just like, I don't know. It is
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
funny that she does have a lot of influence,
Yeah,
like that it doesn't have to be like all that conspiracy. It's like anybody who has enough Twitter followers and a fervent fan base
yeah,
can make, they just down, they want to be down and just believe whatever that person says.
right.
Unless you're like have an account where like you don't really have follow. You ever see like those Twitter accounts where they have like 300,000 subscribers and then they have like 8 likes on their post?
Yes, yes.
I had a post on Twitter the other day with let's talk about Saturday morning cartoons, and I got like 100 something likes. Got some pictures from the internet, like Inspector Gadget on it or whatever. Meanwhile, these guys have an agent, a Hollywood producer, whatever. They got like the president on speed dial and whatnot, and then they post it and they get like 8 likes and they have like 200,000 subscribers. I'm like, what is this?
I don't know. It's kind of peculiar, to be honest.
Yeah, it was funny. Like the Grammys came out and like music has completely changed. Like and it's your birthday stream, so I guess we can wax upon some old nibber lore.
Yeah. Hold on. Before to do that, on Nagi, had some stuff to say. Say happy birthday. I think I've responded to that. If not, thank you again. Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking about the 19th. Oh, okay. Happy future birthday. I'll remember to say it again. Nagi says Emil has such a tragic story. Then again, everyone in the game does. Oh, yo, listen, man. You want to know what Emil's story is? I mean, this is only a spoiler to not Nier Automata, but like the previous Nier. He was. This is okay. I didn't play the game, so I'm probably gonna get details wrong here. He was a little boy, right?
A little boy.
And I
He's just a
believe
poor
he,
boy from a poor family.
of sorts, and I think he had magical abilities and he had to save his sister or something. Anyway, long story short, for some reason, whatever kind of transformation happened to him, he ended up as this thing with that head that you already always see Yoko Taro wearing,
Hmm.
and he was stuck like that. So apparently, fast forward years, and when I say years into the future, I'm not talking about like 50 years. No, I think it's about a good like 10,000 years have passed. Everybody he's known is gone, and apparently the aliens attack. They send a bunch of robots, and it's him alone that has to fight all these robots with his magical powers. And I think he's like duplicated himself or something to help fight, and he kind of like went insane doing it. So you find him in some kind of a bombed out building, and then like he just pops up as a head, no body, and then he becomes your vendor. To and I'm like, so you're just a head now, bro? That's this is so weird and so messed up. I don't know. No, I don't know. After this game, I had a fascination with Yoko Taro. I'm like, yo, why does he write the things that he writes? Because it's so strange and cryptic. Anyway, um, yeah, it says such crazy lore. Some of my favorite, the white chlorination syndrome. Yeah, that was the syndrome from the previous Near. I played Automata first. It works as its own game. Yeah, I still haven't played the other games. I heard that Drakengard has some characters in there that are highly. One of them is highly questionable. Um, Rasmussen says I don't play the games and I know what it is. There you go. Nagi says Stellar Blade definitely borrows from Nier Automata. Yep. He says he stole for Stellar Blade. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Power's still there. What's up, Power? Talking about toy commercials, yeah, pretty much get the gist of it. But is there? But there, yes, yes, there is. This is really not a spoiler. There is a secret ending where you fight Emil, and that head is now like a freaking 50-foot version of him, and he's just mouthing off like insanities of when he was trying to fight the alien forces by himself, like going into like depression and sadness. It's a really messed up boss battle. It's not supposed to be canon because by the end of the boss battle, like he just like he just like rolls over and he's like, "There's nothing left anymore." I forgot exactly what he says, and then the world blows up, and then the credits like kind of just, and then that's it. Then you're just supposed to play the game over again because that wasn't canon. He said, "Oh man, you need to play Man Replicant. It's so good. I'll check it out. I'll check it out eventually." But anyway, Dan, you were talking about old school.
I was talking about the Grammys. I mean, like there was no rock, there was no like rock music. There was no. It was like one rap act.
Mm-hmm.
It was Travis Scott, and he was like muttering something, and then he picked up like a folding chair and started slamming it on the floor and like hitting his equipment, and then that was it. And then it was back to just pop singing,
Okay.
and it's just like what's going on? Like, it just have like a rock song. There's no like, it's just like cranking out like pop hits.
Mm,
And then I think at the end Taylor Swift won, and then that was it. But like I guess we were from the '90s,
yeah.
from the old school. So it's like they had alternative rock, they had like rap, they had pop, they had R&B. It had more of a variety going on.
Yeah, they did.
Grunge music, and like it was all there, like But nowadays it's just I guess pop singers, and that's it.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on in music nowadays.
And it's very formulaic. Like nobody's writing their own songs really, or they do, but with a team.
Right.
It's kind of manufactured a little bit. And everyone famous has to be a genius. Has to be regarded as a genius. All the top 10 people, they're not writing their own songs. They're not putting their albums together. But they have to be regarded as a genius. Nagy says fighting him is canon. Him blowing up the Earth isn't, obviously, but you can't stop him before he does it.
But you can't or can't.
Yeah.
You can stop that, and you can only fight him as A2, right? Because I used A2. I wasn't trying to use anybody. I don't think you can fight him as the others. Anyway,
Although I will say, if about the Grammys thing, like if you like that music, then it's fine.
I mean, yeah, if you're into that, but I don't know.
Yeah, and it's not terrible. Like you put it on, it's like, oh, this is whatever. It's like it's just I'm not in the demo, obviously. So,
It's not your
but if you
cup
are
of
in the
tea.
demo, you're doing great. So, but it's fine. Nowadays, you really like with the internet, you have to really curate your own experiences.
Right.
And like even this video game here, like Stellar Blade or like Nier Automata, is like
Well, I definitely have to curate my own experiences because I don't. Remember, according to the internet, or as I was told on Twitter, I am foolish for not watching the Marvels because I didn't like the trailer. I am foolish for not playing Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League because I
yeah. And
must.
I bet you that game has more of a marketing push than Stellar Blade
Oh, I am certain. I
or
am almost certain.
Spider-Man 2, or those like kind of games have way more of a marketing budget. Like some people probably still haven't heard about Stellar Blade. People are hearing about it now though, but it's based off of the pure visuals
Yeah,
getting out there.
I will say
And this is a PlayStation exclusive.
yes.
So you gotta like, if you're trying to be outside of the norm or the mainstream,
Hmm.
you kind of gotta do it yourself. I mean, video games is easier though, unless you're playing an indie game, then you really have to like research.
Yeah.
But in terms of like music, you really have, it's a little bit more difficult. What
And
else we got here?
what do we? First of all,
Let's see.
I'm sorry. I just want to go on record and say, and this is my own opinion, based on possible limited information. I
Hmm.
know Dan is not as into this, but perhaps he has some thoughts on this as well. This current gen of video games sucks. I don't think that people love like Baldur's Gate 3. Like I get it. I'm not gonna take anything away from that. I heard it was a fine game. I had to wait 2 years for Cyberpunk 2077 to be playable. Now it's playable. I love it. Uh when I say sucks, I mean as in I have a base PS4, y'all. Base PS4 from model from years ago. And I do not have the burning desire to buy a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or S. Like I'm trying to figure out what is the game that's gonna make like well, okay, I'll say this. I don't think there's any one game that makes people buy a system. Usually, it'd be like like at least 3 to 5 games that will say, okay, I gotta buy this now. I don't like. Yeah, I want to play Celebrate, but I mean, I don't know if a $70 game is gonna make me buy a $500 piece of equipment. What else was what else was I supposed to buy? The remake of Demon Souls? God of War Ragnarok? I played that on my PS4. Resident Evil 4 remake? I played that on my PS4 too. That was they because they were still making it for last gen. Like I don't know, this generation kind of trash. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Especially now that I have a PC. And now I'm the uppity person that got a PC. Yo, you better get a PC, yo. It's better. I could go play old Metroidvanias. I don't have to worry about like my Suicide Squad game to get patched like 90 years later so that it can actually
Yeah.
play their live service nonsense. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe how about new genre? You play like new genres out there.
Maybe, but even in that, I mean, still. And when I say this generation, I'm talking about the console generation. Realistically, because there's some weird stuff going on right now that I still haven't fully researched. Like Xbox is maybe about to give over like Gears of War to Sony, which they're losing exclusivity. Which I don't even know. I don't even understand what that means. That means that Sony's going to be the only player in the game after that.
A lot of them too are based on. I would assume that nowadays is what I hear is like they're based off of a lot of money.
Hmm.
So it's like if they can make money off of microtransactions, if they can make money off of microtransactions, or they can make money off of I don't know, having you buy like equipment, like swords and whatnot, or
Right.
add-ons for your character, or was that like I don't know, things like that. It's like they see more people, or if a game is a multiplayer
Yeah.
online experience, or you have to play like death matches online against people.
Yeah.
That's what they seem to be concerned with nowadays in modern gaming. Like the stories don't really matter that much, or it's the same generic plot or junk. It's like, oh, a guy looks like Master Chief,
Right.
Halo clone. He's in space. He's got his whole suit of armor with a railgun shooting plasma rifles at aliens that look like, I don't know, discount versions of whatever Riddick was fighting in Pitch Black.
Right.
And they don't really care what it is as long as they could just have the multiplayer so that they can
But I think
get
this
people
is
to play against each other so they can that's it's basically what it is. And there's no real standouts. Like back in the day, I guess there was more variety in these things,
mhm.
but not anymore. I think they're all chasing the same dollar. But that's just an outsider's opinion. Like I'm mostly about my expertise is in like in movies and comics and
Yeah.
TV shows and animation and anime. Like the video game thing, I don't know. It became such a like I started to dip around like one of these Final Fantasy games where it's like they wanted me to like I don't know learn all this side quest game lore just so I can do the side. I was just like, why am I building up my character? That should be this is too much work. Like,
I will say that there are some,
and I will
especially
do it for Final Fantasy, but I'm not gonna do it for some like no name wannabe AAA title.
right.
I gotta learn their corny battle system for 8 hours.
No, that's understandable because I feel the same way half the time. That's why I skip most of these titles. What was the last thing about? Oh,
Especially if you're like first person shooters that aren't like, Doom and
no,
I couldn't do
exactly.
it.
I'm like, yeah, I played Doom Eternal. Like, what was my gaming list like for the past 2 years? DMC 5, Doom Eternal, Hades. Then there was nothing until like Resident Evil 4 remake.
And how come like Deus Ex is like not is having trouble? Like, why are they not making more of that? Like, the games were hits, right? So now they
I
can't
don't
make new
know.
ones.
I
So,
didn't even.
but
I
then again, that's what happened with Metal Gear, right? It was
oh
so successful, it successful itself into not having more games, which
well,
because they had problems with Hideo Kojima, and
right.
Hideo Kojima has problems with Konami, and now we have Death Stranding. So.
Yay. I don't. To be honest, I didn't even know that they were
And I
making.
still like Hideo. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm not gonna sit here and
Hideo.
lie and say I'm not curious about the story concepts of Death Stranding 2. I just don't think I want to play Death Stranding 2.
You see the playthrough.
Yeah, I'm like, can I watch I watch the walkthrough maybe? I might be a
Yeah.
hypocrite and actually buy it, but I listen. I played Death Stranding 1 and I beat it, and I was like, and I never played it again. Cause, but yeah. As far as Deus Ex goes, bro, I didn't even know they were making one until they decided to mention, oh yeah, we can't get the game off the ground, so we're stopping production. And I was like, they were making another one. I was so sad. I was like, no, please continue. I want to play.
It
Oh.
is what it is, guys. Anyway, guys, it's been real.
Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
get up out of here, but this is what we got so far
All
on the
right.
Miss 2B
Looking
and Miss
good.
Eve. I still don't know exactly which suit of Eve's I'm doing. It's gonna be one of her green suits. I just don't know which one. I'm gonna have to nail that down. Uh,
Yeah,
but when I have the piece done, there'll be a video.
that's right. Hopefully, you guys support the video when it comes out.
Yes, please.
Rasme says, Sean, what benefit does the drawing glove provide?
The drawing glove is for, and it still sometimes happens because these three bare fingers. You know when you're like drawing on the tablet and then the side of your hand hits it and like some random mark just appears and now you got to go and erase it. That's supposed to stop that. At least that's what I believe the drawing glove is for. I might be wrong, but that's what I think it's for. So that's why I got it because I was kind of tired of that happening. Um, that and I guess to prevent like smudging and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, that's about it. Anyway, y'all, thank you for seeing me through on my day of getting older.
That's right. The day is over
Yes,
now.
the birthday is officially over as of 13 minutes ago. Uh,
Right.
and now we're gonna get up out of here. Um, I'm not gonna guarantee may or may not stream tomorrow. If I do, it'll probably be early because at the end of the day I gotta go see my family for the weekend. But if not, then I will see you next week.
That's right. Check out redcombook.com
That's right.
and for Red Cyberpunk Fairytale. Got some working on, still working on the animation. I'm doing a rotating scene where like Red's rotating like
I can't.
360. It's kind of it hurts Sean's brain to hear me talk about that because I'm
What is
drawing
this?
about myself.
What is this kid doing? Y'all have to see this animation. It's looking sick. I know we can't show it yet,
I don't
but
want to gas it too much, you know what I'm saying? Because
I'm just telling you my thoughts. Right?
okay.
My thoughts. This is looking pretty freaking good. But
So Raspe says happy birthday yesterday then.
yes, thank you,
And
thank you,
Nagi says looking good. The artwork's looking good. I agree.
thank
I
you.
agree. But definitely want to show you the animation. Uh and check us out on Twitter, guys. Links in the description.
Yep.
Sean and Dan follow us and get us on Discord. Oh, we didn't do the showcase. I
Oh,
don't know if
should we do it
you know,
or should we wait? Like till like
depends. I mean, I'll take a quick look and see if anything.
okay.
I don't know if anybody's really here to see their stuff promoted, but they can always see it on a replay. There wasn't really that much. I mean, you posted the video for Two Mistakes, Too Many reaction.
Yeah.
There's a good video. You guys should check it out if you're interested in
Oh yes.
a cool new comic that's coming out. And the last one was Alpha Proto drew Conan. So we have like a couple of damaged ones. It's like if it was all damaged this week, we can wait. We can wait till next week so we
All
get
right.
more
Yeah. Let's do
people.
it next week. We'll do that next week.
Yeah, so bulk up. So guys, if we're talking about the poster art, so Thursdays we showcase people's art on the stream. So if you want to be included, go and check out our Discord. Links in the description.
Yep.
And it's a poster art section. Poster art we're showing on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, guys,
All right.
what's the
And
thing? Yeah.
power. I will not eat too much icing. There's a lot of cake coming my way. Like this earlier today, my girlfriend sent me. It's gone now, but she sent me some edible arrangements that had cheesecake and a brownie in. My sister has a piece of cake for me, and my other sister that lives a little further away that I'm gonna see this weekend is baking an entire cake. So yeah, I'm gonna have to exercise and all that. Anyway, y'all, thanks for stopping by. Like, share, subscribe, all that. Check out the rest of the videos that we've put out if you haven't seen them yet. We had a couple that we released for the past like 2 weeks. You can check that out, and we will see you next time. Peace.